I am 76 years old, and I have a confession that is going to sound harsh. Most of you watching this, you are sleepwalking toward a cliff. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this because everyone lied to you. Your professors, your bosses, even your well-meaning parents. They sold you a map to a treasure that doesn't exist. For half a century, I bought that map. I followed every rule. I was the first one in the office and the last one to leave. I traded my youth for a paycheck and my health for a title. I thought I was winning. But at age 54, the game ended abruptly, and what I learned in the silence that followed changed my entire existence. But before I share the lesson, listen closely. I am not making this video to preach. I am making this because my hourglass is running low on sand, and there are truths you need to hear while you still have the strength to change, not for my sake, but for yours. At 54, I collapsed in an airport terminal. I was running to catch a flight for a client meeting that I thought was crucial. My chest tightened like a vice. The world tilted. The last thing I saw was the dirty carpet of the terminal floor and the shoes of strangers walking past me. I woke up in the ICU with a clock ticking on the wall and a terrifying realization. The doctor said it was a massive stroke. They said I was lucky to be breathing. Lucky? I felt like a failure. But as I lay there for weeks, staring at the ceiling, stripped of my expensive suits and my busy schedule, the fog lifted. I realized I hadn't been living a life. I had been performing a script written by strangers. I was a ghost in my own home, a stranger to my wife, a walking wallet to my children. And the thought that paralyzed me wasn't death itself. It was the realization of what I would leave behind: a polished resume, a tidy bank account, a legacy of "he was always busy." Let me destroy the biggest illusion you hold in your mind right now. The illusion of later. I'll fix my marriage later. I'll play with the kids later. I'll write that book later. I look at men and women in their 30s and 40s, and they all chant the same mantra: once I get the bonus, then I'll breathe. Once the house is paid off, then I'll live. Once the kids graduate, then we'll travel. Let me save you decades of heartache with one sentence. Later is the place where dreams go die. You know why? Because the horizon always moves. You reach the milestone, and suddenly there is a new mountain to climb. You earn the money, and suddenly you need to protect it. You are running on a treadmill, convinced you are moving forward, but you are just wearing yourself out. And before you blink, you are my age, wondering why the music stopped. I did this. I climbed the corporate ladder for 30 years, only to reach the roof and realize I had no one to share the view with. And you cannot buy back yesterday. No amount of wealth can purchase one single hour of the past. Here is the brutal truth about the modern world. We are taught that exhaustion is a status symbol. And I say this as a man who won all the awards. I became the CEO. I drove the luxury car, and you know what? It was empty calories. The high of a promotion lasts a week. Then the anxiety returns. You're back to zero. You need a new fix. It is an addiction. I had a colleague, brilliant man, died last year at 69. He saved every penny for a retirement he never saw. He had a heart attack 2 weeks after his farewell party. At the grave, his daughter didn't talk about his business deals. She talked about how he was never home for dinner. Is that the story you are writing? Your ghosts won't be the mistakes you made. They will be the chances you didn't take. I don't lose sleep over the bad investments. Those are just numbers. You know what haunts me? The summer I promised to take my family camping, but canceled for work. The friend I meant to forgive, but let drift away. The instrument I bought, but never learned to play. These are the wounds that don't heal. The words left unsaid. The love left unexpressed. The beauty you walked past because you were looking at your phone. The people you cherish, your parents, your siblings, your partner. You are living under the false assumption that they are permanent fixtures. They are not. My mother passed away when I was 48. I was too busy building my empire. I thought, I'll visit next month when things calm down. Things never calm down. She died in her sleep, and I was left with a calendar full of meetings and a heart full of regret. All the phone calls I didn't make, all the stories I didn't listen to, gone, irreversible. After my stroke, I declared bankruptcy on my old life. I stepped down. I started saying no to obligations that drained my soul. I started saying yes to the sunlight, to conversations, to doing nothing. In the last 22 years, I have truly lived more than I did in the first 54 combined. The secret is terrifyingly simple. It's not about accumulation. It's about connection. It's about presence. It's about doing work that matters to your heart, not just your wallet. I know what you're thinking. That's easy for you, old man. I have a mortgage. I have debt. And yes, you do. Reality is heavy. I am not telling you to be irresponsible. I'm telling you to stop trading your life for things that won't love you back. Ask yourself this question tonight, in the dark. If your story ended tomorrow, would you be proud of the chapters you wrote? Not the assets you accumulated, but the human being you were? If the answer is no, then why are you waiting? What someday are you betting your soul on? I am 76. My health is fragile. Every morning I open my eyes, I treat it as a bonus round. We are all terminal. That is the condition of life. But young people live as if they have an infinite supply of tomorrows. You don't. I look at my grandson's bright young men, and I see the panic in their eyes. They are stressed about grades, about status, about keeping up with strangers on the internet. They are inheriting my old chains, and I try to shake them awake. I try to tell them that the race they are running has no finish line. But they are deafened by the noise of the world. They think I am just an old man who doesn't understand how things work. But the rules of life haven't changed in 1,000 years. Love matters. Time is finite. Regret is heavy. That is why I am speaking to you. Because maybe one of you will stop the car. One of you will get off the treadmill. One of you will change the trajectory before you hit the wall. You are decaying. It is a harsh word, but it is true. Your biology is not waiting for your promotion. Your parents are aging while you are busy answering emails. One day, the chair they sit in will be empty. Your friends will drift apart. Your children will grow up and leave. So, what is the plan? Keep scrolling? Keep waiting for the perfect moment? Keep telling yourself, next year will be different? Or will you wake up, start living like the clock is ticking? Because it is loud. If I could teleport back to my 30-year-old self, I would grab him by the shoulders. I would say, stop trying to impress people who won't be at your funeral. Stop ruining your body for a company that will replace you in a week. Stop postponing your joy. Stop waiting for permission to be happy. Call your mother. Book the ticket. Apologize first. Say no to the overtime and yes to the dinner with friends. Start that project that scares you and do it now. not when the conditions are perfect, not when the bank account is full now, because perfect is the enemy of done. Life is messy, it is chaotic. But if you wait for the storm to pass, you will never feel the rain. I am 76, I might have 5 years, I might have 5 days. And I am at peace, because since that day in the airport, I have squeezed every drop out of this life, not by making more money, but by slowing down, by noticing the color of the sky, by holding my wife's hand, by listening more than I speak, by forgiving myself. I am happier now with a failing body than I ever was at the peak of my career. That is the great irony. When you accept that you are dying, you finally start living. You stop hoarding time. You start spending it on what matters. You have a decision to make when this video ends. You can close this tab and go back to the rat race, back to the anxiety, back to the someday. Or you can take a deep breath, look at the people around you, and realize that this moment is the only thing you truly own. The life you are waiting for is happening right now. Don't wait until you are 76 to understand this. Don't let a tragedy be your wake-up call. Break the cycle. Live on purpose. Prioritize the heart. Kill the later. Today is all you have. Always has been. If this message woke something up in you, share it with someone you love. Leave a comment about what you will change today. Subscribe, because I have a few more lessons before I go. The clock is ticking. What will you do with the time that remains?